Good day. I'm glad to congratulate all participants of the conference, and I would like to present research on the topic Choosing an Educational Application for Children with ASD of the authors Vasyl Andrunyk, Tetiana Shestakevych, Maxym Kryvoshyya. Abstract. Teachers, inclusive educational specialists, parents, and students with autism are the participants of the educational process, which is aimed not only to teach such a student. The correction of communication skills is also the aim of such education, and the education process is complicated with no doubt need to fit into both individual need and possibilities of every unique student. Supporting such education process with an information technology allows to simplify the decision-making while choosing an application that fits more need of all the educational process participants. Introduction. Autism spectrum disorder is usually diagnosed at the age of 2-4 years when specialists can detect abnormalizing is communication with other people and the outside world. The difficulties with social communication, interaction, and specific imagination can be diagnosed. ASD is a general term used to group brain dysfunction, including autistic disorders, Asperger's syndrome, disintegration disorder in children, and other common developmental disorders. A child with ASD has special need in the organization of the educational process. Therefore, the educational of such a child demands inclusive environment. An important factor of such educational in the use of actual information technology to improve the educational process. In recent years, new correctional and developmental and training programs were designed all over the world, and such applications adjust to be used on mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets, as well as laptops and PCs. Therefore, the issue of choosing the optimal software for a person with ASD is relevant, considering his personalized need, as well as the result of psychophysical diagnostics. Related works. The process of teaching students with ASD in Ukraine includes the student itself, an inclusive class teacher, and important role is played by parents and the administration of an inclusive school. The most effective technology for improving traditional learning is computer learning and approach, and is widely used to support students with ASD. Such technologies and especially popular with mobile devices like iPad. For traditional learning, it's very important to choose multimedia content with an emphasis on infographic and visual components that will help focus and attention of people with ASD for a deeper immersion of their learning process. A catalog of useful software applications based on iPad mobile technologies for people with ASD was formed from the University of Edinburgh and University of North Dakota. Mobile technologies based on iPad and iPhone to improve the traditional education of students with ASD were analyzed by specialists from the Institute of Informatics and Telecommunications. Many specialized software for iPad devices, Android operating system, have been analyzed at the University of Florida, USA. Methods and material. There is an urgent need to develop a unique learning trajectory for students with ASD. It will not only cover the learning needs of such students, by try to address the social, emotional, and communication need of children with autism, support their independence and well-being. Inclusive classroom staff should be highly educated and highly motivated. Cooperating with health professionals, in particular language therapists, medical professional and mental health professional, as well as specialists in health care, social care, should be ensured. Therefore, the creation of an information system for the selection of available software application to support the learning of students with ASD is an urgent task. To support a decision-making in education of students with autism, authors suggest a concept of an appropriate information system. Such system is to help in choosing the best software to be used in classes. Such software should meet the need of all the participants of educational process, not only students with ASD and their teachers, but parents and other professionals as well. To present such concept, we used the context diagram. The following graphical elements were used: data streams, data drives, processes, and external entities. The processes here process software requests for students with ASD, search for educational software for students with ASD, recommended educational software for teachers, conduct a survey of the effectiveness of software use and generate a request to develop educational and developmental software. The free structure with clearly defined hierarchical levels allow to present the structure of the developed system in the form of a hierarchy of tasks on the different levels. This technique is designed to optimize the interaction between tasks. The hierarchy of processes of the developed information support system for learning for children with ASD is shown in Figure 4. In the presented above concept of a system for choosing the best software application for teaching children with ASD, there are several steps testing of relevant software with a questionnaire survey of participants of the process, namely parents and teachers. For further investigation, the specialized software was chosen. It's a software that supports the educational of children with ASD and has positive feedback on the internet. Table 1, the software to support the educational of children with ASD. Given the above, the most appropriate means to solve the task of online selection of applications for educational support are as follows: YouTube and Google Forms and Microsoft Excel, IBM SPSS Statistics, and RStudio. The questionnaire in the survey with a Likert scale uses a 5 or 7-point scale, which is ranked from one extreme relation to another. Likert scales are one of the ways to measure thoughts, perception, and behavior. Experiments. A prerequisite for the ability to watch the broadcast in real time in the presence of an announcement on the website of the appropriate institution with a link. The description of the stream gives the characteristics of the recommended software application. IT specialists start the broadcast by acquainting parents, teachers, and everyone with the optimal software to support training on the desired topics. And Figure 5 shows a fragment of the stream where the characters is discussed to interact with a student. The interaction of cartoon characters and children with ASD requires in-depth research because developers have to take into account the individual characteristics of each child and the behavior of such student. Color accent can also play a key role in the student interaction with the software application. People with ASD often avoid sharp color accents, prefer harmonious additive color combination. In software application, one should also pay attention to the motor abilities of the child with ASD. For example, to move a certain object on the tablet or mobile device, figure 6, the child must have the appropriate skills. Discussions. After the streams, parents, teachers, and anyone interested, for example, school administration, are asked to download a specially designed questionnaire that uses the Likert scale, implemented through Google Forms. In performed research, 38 responses were involved in the survey, and the result from Microsoft Excel were uploaded to SPSS statistics for further analysis. To perform factor analysis and isolating of the main components, the command analyze dimension reduction factor was performed, figure 7. Correlation coefficients indicate the density of the relationship between the variables on this array. In the resulting table, you can see height value of correlation between variables. The isolation of few factor of explained by the total variance with work by the methods of principal components. Figure 9a, the optimal number of factor is 3, and figure 9b shows the scree plot, its own value on the coordinate system, which confirms the number of factors. For example, benefits of software help correlates well with factor 1, software downloaded speed with factor 2, software installation difficulty with factor 3. Visualization of the result of the survey based on Likert data is implemented with the means of Microsoft Excel spreadsheet in the form of a histogram with accumulation. Such visualization is possible after calculating the number of psychometric assessment of respondents. How many times was chosen very dissatisfied, rather dissatisfied, the formula conif was used for this sub-account. Visualization of the result of the survey of respondents to determine the effectiveness of the software application math kit is shown in figure 11. Conclusion. The article described the concept of supporting the process of choosing an application for teaching children with ASD. A system concept has been developed. Testing of the recommended software to support the learning of children with ASD was conducted, and the results were analyzed. In the choice and substantial of methods and means of solving the problem, it's proposed to evaluate the effectiveness of educational and developmental software by a server using the psychometric Likert scale. The choice and justification of the means of solving the problem was made. YouTube platform with a special program OSB was used for streams. The questionnaires with Google Forms tool were used by surveys. Microsoft Excel for data processing, IBM SPSS statistic for data mining. The RStudio, a software environmental for statistical processing and visualization of data that use the R programming language, is effective for processing and displaying Likert scale data. And finally, thank you very much for your attention.